It's Tuesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, White Gay in the building.
Good morning, yo.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
What's going on?
First, let me just thank Uncle Jimmy Sholanke for my waistcoat.
Nice.
He's now making clothes. So
Oh, he is?
the waistcoat on Saturday, so I promised him I would wear it today, so I'm wearing it.
It's a nice jacket.
Yeah. And then I did something very unlike me. I've stopped doing it for many years. I gave somebody a lift today.
From where?
From our street. You know that our street is flooded. So it's whether cow, whether human being, it's not possible for anybody. So the guy just looked at me and said, "Can I
get it right?
I'm going to beggar." He looked very young and innocent. I said, "How am I sure you're not a kidnapper?"
What did he now say?
He said, "I'm not a kidnapper. Look at me."
Oh, you told him?
He now entered the car.
I said, so I looked, made sure he wasn't carrying anything. Then he got into the car, and then I was now thinking to myself, hey, what if he has this thing that will just make me sleep off? I was so nervous.
That's in front anyway.
He said, of course. Sat in front. So on the way, another woman just did like this. I said, I'm not stopping. Maybe this is a plan.
Yeah.
I'll carry only one person. And he was actually going to K2, so I dropped him just after the studio.
Okay, but don't risk it again. I know it's easy to do, but
I used to do it a lot before.
I used to do it.
Yeah.
When I was working on the island, I used to do it a lot. I pick people at the bus stop. But these days, Nigeria is...
I don't know who you are picking.
It's a different country.
They have stopped all the good things that people used to do. You just don't do them.
Community.
But I pick within my estate.
No, because you know them.
Because I know they're going to... I don't know them, but they're going to the gate.
Yeah.
I can do that one. But outside...
I did that from within the estate, and the two guys I picked had wonderful body odor, as in it changed the fragrance of my car.
Ew,
And it was really,
Which
really,
perfume?
It was really, really bad. And I couldn't, and it was early in the morning, so I don't know, we need to find a way to always, I don't know how to say it in a nice way, but I couldn't say anything.
Anyways.
I'm good. I'm fine.
We need to find a way to tell our men. Their body form is different from ours. Their what's it called? The way the thing works in their own is more intense. So
that's not true. Some women smell just as bad.
No, those ones are women that have issues.
Can we greet each other?
It's a greeting. I'm talking about me. For men, it's there's a way they describe it in science. I can't get the right words right now, but they must use deodorant first. Very important. I can't stand.
So most women.
Yeah. Everybody must smell nice.
Everybody would smell nice, but for men,
they cannot get away with
intensity, yes, they can't get away with it. What some women...
It's because you have not smelled some women.
But they are not as common as men. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. I will say you said
so. Our children are graduating from primary
school. Our children are graduating.
Murayo, we didn't even hear your dressing.
It's graduation.
Sorry.
And the color suits you so much.
Thank you. Orange is my color. I love orange on me. So we are going to school today by God's grace. We are getting ready for secondary school. We are doing graduation party today.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yes, so that's it.
This is your sacral chakra color. The orange.
Yeah, chakra.
You're creative.
Yeah, creative.
Yeah.
Her new name is Mrs. Brown Sugar.
The new day. Tuesday. It's not yet Thursday. So let's still be serious. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. APC top positions. Why Adamu Omishiri lost out. INEC, Tinubu. Abuja residents not superior to other Nigerians. Varsity workers demand 50 billion naira earned allowances. Ex-army chief Bamai. Troops should crush bandits. Drop plan to hike electricity tariffs. Man cautions. And we have database of 50 million poor Nigerians, says agency. Okay, which story are we starting with? The nation? I know that... You have a story?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So varsity workers demand 50 billion earned allowances. Okay. So the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, are calling for the release of the 50 billion it agreed with the federal government for the payment of outstanding earned allowances of university unions. So they are also urging the federal government to settle the salaries of union members withheld during the 4 months of strike, saying that they need to recover. If that money is not released, most of the staff members will not recover from, the economic crisis that is happening right now. And so they're asking that the federal government releases the money because the money has already been prepared by them, so they don't know why they are still withholding it. So they made the demands at the end of the 44th National Executive Council meeting at Michael Okpara University of Agriculture in Umudike, Abia. And there was a communique by the national president, Mohammed Ibrahim, and he says, I quote, arising from the collective bargaining agreement signed between the JAC of SANU and NASU and the federal government, government had promised to release 50 billion for the payment of outstanding end allowances to universities and inter-university centers. This agreement is yet to be fulfilled. They also quoted the Labour Act that gave rights to the staff members or government workers to embark on strike, which is normal. So why are they paying for a strike that the Constitution had given them an approval to go for? They have to be
Okay. Following the controversy over how the federal government plans to get the 12 million poor households that they want to give 8,000 naira to. So here in the report here, it says 15 million poor Nigerians are vulnerable, and they have the data. The federal government has a database to that shows that we have 12 million households with a combined population of 60 million people. And this was given by the National Social Safety Net Coordinating Office, that's NASCO. And they mentioned it yesterday, and saying that how they plan to give out this money, according to the transfers will be done directly to bank accounts and mobile wallets of eligible beneficiaries through payment services providers under the platform of the National Cash Transfer Office. According to the beneficiaries, will be mined from the National Social Register, and then that's how, and it will be spread across the 36 states, and no state will have more than the other based on the head count that they have in their database. So according to NASCO, they actually do have the database of 15 million poor Nigerians who are eligible, of which 12 million will be getting this, of a combined household of 60 million people. These are, according to the report, people who are extremely poor, and that money would actually go well in helping them to offer the subsidy removal.
Okay, so the ex-army chief, Chief Bamayi, has said that there should be no negotiation with terrorists, that the army should just get rid of them. That he said negotiating with terrorists has never worked and should not be an option in Nigeria. He was talking on the program, Journalist Hangout, TVC program, and he said that he was confident that the army had enough men to flush out the bandits, that it should be they should just go. He said, it's not that we don't have enough men, we just lack the political will, that it should come from the leadership. And
he spoke about how bandits can be sitting down to talk to a governor. Like, that is just makes you understand how... No, I actually read the story as well. Like, it's ridiculous. We're not ready to actually fight.
Why are they talking to governors? Why? Anyway, he also said that because I watched it, he said that an army man should not be rich. He should be comfortable. That he's comfortable that the army looks after him.
Okay.
I'm making a story about the spike in electricity tariff. Mr. Shegun Ajayi Kadiri, who is the Director General of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, has said that the hike in tariff would directly increase the cost of production for manufacturers. He's urging the federal government and the NEC, that's Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, to ensure improvements in electricity generation, transmission, and distribution, and that they should not increase the prices right now. He said they already have power constituting 20 to 40% of the cost structure of manufacturing within Nigeria, and the impact of a new tariff hike on manufacturing industry will be intensive, especially on metal processing and heavy machinery, chemical manufacturing. And it's just appealing that the rate review needs to incorporate change in the macro economy and all of that. We're hoping that NEC actually listens to manufacturers, because if they have to now shut down some industries, we will be having more people unemployed. The impact is far-reaching.
The Punch. Audit report nails Adamu Omishiri as Tinubu governor's shop for new chair. Army intercepts Anambra-bound truck with ammunition. Lover, prophet to die by hanging for killing Lasso undergraduate. Poultry farmers shutting down over high maize price. Suspended EFCC chair spends 33 days in custody. FG grants 56 import licenses as fuel consumption drops. Anthrax, government plans nationwide animal vaccination. And politicians flooding government's house, distracting me, says Akwa Ibom Governor. Okay, which story are we starting with? In the Punch?
Yes, please. Said it has issued over 56 petrol import licenses to oil marketers since the subsidy was officially removed on May 29th. The Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Farouk Ahmed, was the one who disclosed this during a meeting with downstream stakeholders in Lagos. That happened yesterday. And according to him, he said out of the 56 licenses granted, 10 of them had made a commitment to import duties or products from July to September. And, you know, they had to call the meeting to discuss the way forward after the removal of subsidy, and said out of those licenses, 10 people indicated seriousness to start importing. And they said some of the petrol vessels had already arrived in the country. And he said the journey has started already. We can say it's possible for other marketers to join the race if they see that other people have started and they are going to be making money based on the policies on ground. And so they want to, as much as possible, keep the supply steady so that there's no scarcity of petroleum at all. And he said they also realized that daily consumption had dropped to 47 million from, I think, about 65 million of Nigerians. A lot of Nigerians have reduced using the petrol. And they went ahead to list some of the people who have started discharging the products. AY Asafa has discharged to Pinnacle. Prudence and Emma Dev has also imported. You know, companies, other companies are also indicating interest that they want to join in this business. So hopefully market forces will be able to balance it out. Right. We begin to pay less for petrol. That's the hope we have.
Okay, I hope so. So the Nigerian army has intercepted a truckload of ammunition en route to Anambra. This was done by, intercepted by the troops of the 192 Battalion on Saturday during a rigorous stop and search. A statement made by the Director, Army Public Relations Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu revealed that a total of 18,000 cartridges and an additional 250 packets of live black cartridges containing 10 packets each were all intercepted by the 192 Battalion Nigerian Army operating. According to the earlier preliminary investigation, information gathered was that the ammunition was surreptitiously concealed in a supposed empty truck and was imported from Mali via Idiroko international border, where the criminals had successfully beaten several other checkpoints en route to their final destination on Onitsha, Anambra State, where they intended to deliver the illegal ammunition. And the troops stopped them there. And it's really, I mean, you see all the guns, the various cartridges. Obviously, they have guns, but they needed...
what the army need to do is they need to investigate, find out who they were delivering to.
Yes,
and
so obviously...
Who gave them where did they pick up the
Absolutely.
That way you will be able to curb this.
Yeah.
If they caught that, some would have...
so the Ghanaian man, one of the driver, I think, either the driver, said the man, Eric Sewove, he's a Ghanaian national, and the driver, Mr. Lukman Sani. So they're two Nigerians. Hopefully they can use them to get leads to the real supplier. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to take the story of...
Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Do you have a story in Punch?
Yes, I do. The poultry farmers across the country are currently shutting down. They are shutting down due to the hike in prices of maize. They said that, of course, you cannot have a poultry, you can't run a poultry business without maize. And they said that officially from the Poultry Association of Nigeria on Monday, they said the industry is on the verge of total collapse if urgent intervention is not channeled. So in 2020, there was a lockdown and there's a ban was placed on maize, and the insecurity challenges in the north, banditry has caused the local production of maize to dry up completely. There's been a 60 to 70% consistent rise on the cost of feed, which is largely based on maize. And this is affecting the cost of egg. Egg price has gone up by over 100% over the past few months. And they said that the reason is obvious: maize, 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 and there's a need for intervention. So the 2020 intervention that the government tried to provide didn't come directly to the farmers. It is just a few people that were able to access it. But out of the 400,000, Nigeria has a 400,000 metric ton maize production shortfall. So obviously there's a crisis. Many businesses are shutting down, and the challenge is for the business to shut down. The loss is multiple losses. Loss of job. Chickens cannot be stopped from eating. So for you to shut down means that you're killing the chicks, which means that you're cutting off your profit. Some of these people took loans to be able to create the business. So there's a whole lot of intervention needed within this industry.
Still in punch. Okay.
Prophet Segun Philip and his and Owolabi Adeko, 23-year-old, they are to die by hanging for killing Adeko's Owolabi's girlfriend. And then the mother who ate the flesh, of the girlfriend, they gave her 2 years.
Hey.
Apparently, the girl was a university, a Lagos State University undergraduate. He sent her he lured her to come to his place in Osun State. That's where they killed her, removed her vital organs, or some of her organs, and buried the remains. Gave it to the mother to eat for her business to prosper.
Ew.
She only gave me 2 years.
She only got 2 years.
Because we don't have a law. Probably our law doesn't cover cannibalism or something. I don't know, because that should fall under cannibalism.
Yes.
Anyway, let's move on to the listen. APC suspends NEC as Kyari found to take over. 2023 poll, it's up to Nigeria to decide what to do with our report, says EU. Akpata delivers NUJ's Ayim Ude Memorial Lecture on Thursday. Government kills 6 in Benue, monarch in Imo, councillor in Enugu. World Bank, FG, or your government to mop up 1.5 million out-of-school students. Emefiele's lawyers vow to jail DSS DG for contempt. CDS, Chief of Army Staff, promised to prioritize troops' welfare and transform military. Soldiers intercept southeastbound guns and ammunition. Okay, which story is starting in Sun?
Said Ushongo local government area of Benue State yesterday, gunmen suspected to be bandits invaded 2 communities and killed 6 people. Locals from the area were the ones that, made the report, and they said the attackers stormed Igba Okio and Sebaka and killed many people that Sunday night. And according to the story, they said it was after the victims celebrated their victory at a friendly football match, which was organized by their local chief, that these bandits just came in and decided to attack them. They said they came after the people had gone to rest for the night, and they came in at about 12 a.m. and started shooting. So most of the villagers ran into the bush for their safety, and they were just able to return from their hiding in the morning. They said about 20 people were killed, including members of a particular family. Some were still missing at the time that they were filing the report. They said also that there was no security guard personnel on ground at, during the time that this was happening. So the villagers were left on their own. But the police is aware of what has happened. I think investigation has started.
Right. So the head of the European Union delegation to Nigeria on the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, Samuela Isopi, said that it was up to Nigeria to decide what they want to do with their report. If you recall, the presidency was rather harsh, according to this report, their reaction to the report presented by the EUEOM, that's the European Union Election Observation Mission. The presidency had rejected the report, saying it was a product of poorly done desk job that relied heavily on few persons. They also said that it was to merely sustain the same premature denunciatory stance contained in the EU's report. So They had said, so they had, from Samuelina was saying that it's all dependent on the federal government to accept or do what they want, whatever they plan to do with the report. However, it's not going to affect their own relationship with the EU. According to her, they have a very strong relationship with Nigeria, and there were also ongoing engagements between the EU and various institutions within Nigeria. So they have a very good relationship with the federal government, and they don't expect that to affect it in any way.
So I wanted to take the story of the Akwa Ibom governor. He has urged politicians to allow him to concentrate on his job he was elected to do. He said that they will just be visiting him anyhow. He said, he will not go to anybody's office without appointment. He said, so he finds it amusing that they will just be showing up anyhow. Then they will call you that they have not been allowed to pass through the government gate. I will only receive visitors Thursdays and Fridays. I'm helping you pass your message. Thursdays and Fridays, I beg. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
I want to work.
Allow me to work. The work that they have elected me to do.
All right, it's a hot topic. We'll come back to it. Let's take another. Let's move to. You have another story?
Yes, quickly. I'll take it very fast. 1.5 million children. The Oyo State government plans to bring back 1.5 million out of school children into the classrooms. It's a good initiative. It is being supported by the World Bank and federal government, and they are working with Oyo State as well as Adamawa State. It's a special program called Better Education Service Delivery for All, additional funding, transforming educational system at state level. So it's BESDA AF test, which will be providing assistance to the government to be able to bring back children from school. Oyo State is saying that they're not just taking care of Oyo students now, that a lot of people are coming from other states to access the free education in Oyo State, even from other countries to come into Oyo to access free education within Oyo State. But I'm happy that this is a plan, and this is because they have been consistent in the way they use the funds they got before in bringing pupils back into classrooms. So we're looking forward to this 1.5.
Okay. Vanguard. Our weapons against insecurity, says service chiefs. APC crisis, Tinubu shops for Adamu's successor. I have no hand in Southeast mayhem, says Simon Ekwa. National Assembly committees, lawmakers scramble for Tinubu's budget endorsements. The regulation, marketers begin fuel importation. Take that story, right? Why we faked our abduction, demanded ransom from our parents, says minors. Customs seized cache of arms at Lagos ports. Emefiele, lawyers initiate contempt case against DSS DG Bichi. All right, which story?
Okay, so this is a story of two female minors who staged their abduction in Oka, Akoko Southwest local government area of Ondo State. And according to them, they blamed the abduction on the maltreatment by their mother. So the girls are 15 and 13 years in junior secondary school, School 3 and Senior Secondary School 1, and they were amongst the 28 suspected criminals paraded by the state security outfit Amotekun in Akure, the state capital. So they had planned their own abduction and then started demanding 100,000 naira from their mother. So when the mother saw that they were missing, quickly went and reported the matter to the police. The police started investigating through the number that they called with, only for them to find out it's the two girls that claimed they were abducted that are actually making the call to receive the 100,000 naira ransom. They had even threatened the local chief that if they don't send that money, they are going to kill the abductees, not knowing that the abductees were actually the ones making the calls. So by the time they started questioning, they said that their mother has been maltreating them, not treating them well, doesn't behave like she's their mother. So this was like a payback to them. I'm just wondering, age 13 and how old?
15,
and
13
15, 13 and 15.
They said that when they arranged it in Punch as well, they said they didn't know when they made the call that it was the traditional chief.
Oh, they spoke to.
It is well. So some group of lawyers have initiated a case of contempt against the DSS DG. They said that the DSS DG has withheld the former CBN governor for a long time. They said the prolonged detention of the suspended governor, and they're saying it is against, they will take actions against the DG. They are a group of human rights lawyers, and the representative, Mr. Maxwell Okpara and Ahmed Tijani, have done an affidavit to accuse the SS boss of disobeying subsisting court judgment with regards to Emefiele's arrest and detention. They also claim that the security agency is acting in breach of the judgment of the courts, and they are going to be prosecuted. No, they are going to initiate a case of contempt against the DSS boss.
Wow. We have to wrap up. But I got a message referencing what you said concerning cannibalism in Lagos. According to Mr. Bosun Oladile, was saying that Section 242, subsection 2 of the Criminal Code is the law. It provides 2 years imprisonment for anyone eating human parts, while the punishment for immediate is death penalty. Kindly find a way to go. So I guess there is a law concerning cannibalism.
I said we need to update the law. No. I said we need to update the law on cannibalism.
So yes, it's too small for eating a human being.
The law needs to be reviewed.
How you take see the body take chop?
I don't understand.
It's not that you killed somebody, so but you're also an accomplice to murder.
Well, maybe they couldn't.
He's not aware.
Maybe you couldn't differentiate that it was a human part.
No. They couldn't get the evidence against her that she knew about the killing. Maybe they just gave her the human
part to eat.
She didn't know it was them that killed.
At least there's a law, but it's 2 years.
It's too small.
Okay, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, bring in a sponsor segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So there is some kind of a phenomenon in our country where many politicians believe that once somebody becomes a leader, a political leader, they have full access to their homes, offices, and just go there to all elected officials just to see them. Elected ones bear the brunt of these visits. Go to the homes and offices of many politicians. It's like a mini Mecca. The moment the moment they are not in the office, or they're not in those political positions anymore, their homes are like deserted. Now, this was important because Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Governor Umo Eno has said that they are not allowing him to work. According to him, his visiting days are Thursdays and Fridays, but people are flooding the government house every single day without appointment. He never goes anywhere without calling first. That, to make it even worse, when they get to the gate, they'll start calling his number, saying that they're not allowing me to pass, and he's wondering, how can you pass? And you're supposed to be in your own office. Anyways, that's just one funny story. But the real crux of the matter is that this is very prevalent in our society, where politicians always flock to the houses of elected leaders or elected officials or elected politicians just because they feel they have access. What are your thoughts on this? That's really our focus today, and I'll come to the ladies. What are your thoughts? You can call us on the numbers on your screen, 081-076-16479, 090-241-63440. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. I remember when my brother was running for chairman local government many years ago, and he just fresh from the years, nobody knows him, and he's just gradually trying to make his ways. The moment he came out and he became vice chair, our house was a Mecca. Very early in the morning, they just come. Breakfast, they said they resume in the morning, they're just there, they were just showing up. My mother was there, we're cooking for the house, but then you have to cook for other people, and they come and greet mom. Mommy, before you know it, the house is full of people. And it became a norm, and politicians are kind of used to this. But for somebody who wants to work, he's coming and says, please, I don't want it. What are your thoughts on this? What do you think?
Politicians are meant to be people in the Nigerian context.
Yes, thank you.
Politicians are people's, like a people person.
Yes.
And the number of crowds you can pull, because that number of people are your electorate.
Shows your strength. Yeah.
It shows your relevance to the political scheme of things. So a politician's value is largely tied to the number of people that visit them on a regular basis for the true politicians, and of course we have in the Nigerian context. So if you're able to say, I want to do something, and you in a snap of a finger, you're able to pull in the ward, the local government chairman within your area, everybody shows up in your house, then you're a powerful politician. You're somebody to be reckoned with. They will not play with you. Now, when you bring it into getting into position of power, it's an expensive democratic means. It's a process that is very expensive, and it costs us a lot of money to maintain. Because when politicians come and visit you, they don't expect to come empty-handed and go back empty-handed. There's an expectation that when I come, you would at least say thank you for coming or give me transport fare to go back home. And those are expenses that they need to find a way to file it in. What we should realize is for every time you visit a politician and he gives you money, he's giving you your money. And he's giving it to you in a...
He's giving you our money.
He's giving you our money, yeah. So I get the perspective of the governor who is not used to this style and is wondering, how do I work when you are visiting me every day? Like, what time will I have?
So this is not on the governor. This is not on us, the people.
Yes.
Right?
But there are different perspectives to it. So first is the fact that Nigerians, when anybody gets political appointment, expect them to be able to sort their personal needs. When any family member gets appointment, we call them, congratulations, let me send my CV. I can get this appointment. Let me package this. People start packaging proposals that they will be sending into the person that they feel just got an appointment. The meetings are not meant to discuss Nigeria's good. It's meant to discuss personal, what's the word?
Ambition.
Personal ambition and personal fulfillment. Like, how would
Aggrandizements.
Aggrandizements. So for me, that's the real problem. It's not visiting. If you're visiting me to discuss how to move my state forward, if every time the people visit the governors, it is to discuss what are you doing? This road is bad. How can we help you? The governor will not complain. It is the fact that your visit is a distraction from him doing what he was meant to do. That's why there's a problem.
Let me come to you, BC, on this matter.
So for me, I think we still have not accepted that politicians are working. We don't see politics as work. We see politics as something you just get into and everybody can have access. Now that you are a person, you have gotten this position, it's time for us to now have meetings with you, to see you, to lobby you day in, day out. And also because we are a cultural people that with high positions come a lot of crowd. It gathers a lot of crowd. People are always, like if you go to the palaces in those days, you will see the palaces are always full, different people. Yes, people just sit down, lounge, they're having one meeting, they're cooking here, a lot of activities happening. We have carried that cultural and that tradition into our politics. Can they hear me?
Go ahead.
We've carried everything into our politics. Now we need to begin to change our mindset to understand that these political positions are actually for work. There are people who will wake up in the morning, wear their agbada or carry their suitcase and go and make policies or go and determine whatever. They have office hours. So if we see it like that, you don't go visiting a bank MD every day in his house. He is in the office, he's working. And we also need to set up systems. This is where systems come in place to help you manage and take out those things that are not working. Take out those things that are not working. So if you do not have an appointment, you will not be allowed in. But the politicians actually enjoy this. This man is just complaining, maybe because it's not his style. Hold on now. He's not a politician. They enjoy it. Like Tope said, it shows that they have affluence, they have control, they know people, they are the people's person. They enjoy it because if you don't enjoy it, and they enjoy it because they're also looking to come back year in, year out. They need those people around them to ensure that they retain that position. But if you are there to do the work and you don't care whether you come back or not, when they come visiting you and there's no appointment, they will walk them back at the gate. But are you willing to make that sacrifice when another person is opening their door and they're able to access the person? So ask yourself, do you want to do the work and do you want to help us to change the mindset? Because you will make the first move.
Okay, going by the fact, I like how Tope started off in the Nigerian context.
Yes.
Because we can't play politics. I've always said that we need a customized sort of system where we have to understand who we are and we are a people's. Now, what that means is that a politician cannot do without his people, whether he likes it or not. Because, as you said, politics can be a career. It's people who see it as work. Now, and the amount of people you have is a currency that you can spend or you can lose. So it's how, therefore, to manage those people, which is what this governor is suggesting, that Thursdays and Fridays, I can see you. But give me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to work. But people don't understand because they'll feel like, let those ones go Thursday. But me, I'm different. Everybody, I know, I go way back now. Me, I'll come on Monday. So now that I go way back, it's like 50 million people that can show up because everybody feels that they are special. So let the other ones go on Thursday and Friday. But me, no, you can't tell me that. Me, Monday morning, I'm there. So it's also about us. What do you think, YK? Because I want us to remember that this is about us, the people. These people have finally been elected. But they now say, allow me to work. And Nigerians obviously are not listening. What are your thoughts on this?
You see, you know me, I have a very, my own opinion is that anybody that is going to see the governor is going for personal gain.
Aggrandizement.
He's not going to repair the country. He's going for his own. Shebi, I helped you. So everybody sit down in your house. If you want to see the governor, go on Saturday. If it's your friend like that, go on Saturday when he's not working.
House.
Or Sunday, Monday to Friday, give him chance to work. Because if he doesn't work, the country, his state will not get better. What are they going to look for?
What if it's
and you see a lot of them. I've seen them. I see them. Because when my father was very popular and they would just come, sit down. They can sit down from morning.
It's a cultural thing.
Yes.
Till night. They will not step away. They will just be doing, they were not productive. The question I have for these politicians, you don't get work? You don't have work? Maybe they all have their own work. Stay in your office now. Because it's only a jobless person. Excuse me, wait. It's only a jobless person that goes from morning to night to go and be visiting whether governor or president.
But it's going about work, okay? If it's about work, if I have an idea, if you're a governor now, and I have a fantastic idea, now, because you're now governor, because you're a governor, you're not likely to reply my messages because there are a million messages coming to you. So you're not likely to see it. So I want to come and see you. Now, if I give the idea to your PA, either he will never get to you because you probably can sell it to somebody else. I'll come and see you face to face, like Ojulo Roba, this is until I see you. Like, I have to get the idea to you directly.
So if I become governor now,
I have idea.
I have
I have an idea.
How many governors pick up calls?
No, can I have an appointment to see you? If me and you are friends, and I can get access to see you, that means I can get access to you on the phone. I can call you after office hours. But Governor Umo,
the number of people it takes to become a governor, you will not be able to do your job if you continue to pay attention to every phone call and every text message.
Let me take this call. Good morning. I think I have a call. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Banjo from Kaduna.
Well,
you see, it's mindset that's a bad mindset. The governor, the politicians can leverage on this social media thing and assign a particular individual to monitor what comes in, and they can see from there. Just like the other lady said, I think this is a sign of joblessness that the politicians themselves created.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, how can I have something doing and go to the government house from Monday to Friday? I mean, it's unthinkable. They should allow the governor to settle down and, do the work for which they elected him to do. Stop going to government house, face your business in your small corner. If you have anything to pass across, please find a better way of channeling it to the governor. And at times, some governors organize town hall meetings. Go there and present whatever proposal you want for the government to do. Please allow the governor to do the work for which he is elected. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. Yes.
So, political relevance. And many people are seeking political relevance because visibility is key for you to get any appointment or any opportunity. So many people that visit the governor, aside from the fact that they are hoping for what they would get, is the fact that if the governor doesn't see me, he will not remember that I can solve these problems for him. So I want him to be seeing me regularly. Let me just go and greet him so that if anything is going to drop, he will reach my side.
Remember that.
Another thing.
I'm an architect.
Yes. Remember, yes, if you have an opportunity.
I'm also an architect.
Yes. And until we have a big problem it's not even a Nigerian problem, it's an African problem. There's a nepotism element to the people's growth, where you need to, if you know somebody, your chances of getting opportunities increase. And they say talents would always live where there is need for connection to where they are ordinarily appreciated. So that's why we have a lot of Nigerians doing Japa, because they know that if I'm in Canada, I don't need to know anybody. Just being good.
But there's connections,
and he's currently a mayor in Canada.
It's the level we are doing.
Can I tell you?
At all levels, even in the abroad.
No.
It's who knows Trump that will get Trump's job.
But your talent will still give you... Yes.
No, right. So I'm talking
talent will still give you
access.
A lot.
Yes.
Talent will give you a lot.
Okay, so put it in perspective. talent at this level, right? You get as high as you want. Political talent is a different level.
Yes.
Now, the politicians, we that jackpots, we are not all of us have access to that political level. Now, there are some people in the political families that have access to the politicians, the governors, the mayors, and all that get jobs because they know the mayor. But we are not in that circle, but we might not know.
So what we're discussing, it's not about being in the circle, it's the majority. Majority of Nigerians in the Nigerian scenario need connection to get, you want to do your NIN, you need connection. You want to do passport, you need connection. In Nigeria, you want to go to hospital, you need connection. Go to police station, you need connection. Everything in Nigeria requires that you know somebody. That's why we spend time in building those relationships. But if we want to grow as a nation, we need to make things seamless and a system that encourages the right and the best hands to pass through. Now, our governors and our politicians with this current system will spend more money oiling the system to remain relevant and less would get to providing actual needs for Nigerians.
I think I'm mixing up the issues. Let me take this. I'll come back to you, Ike. I have a call. Thanks for calling. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Morning, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you. It's too much calling from Niger State. I think it's very simple. It's all over the Nigeria. What is happening, some of these governors we have, they've not created their cabinet. And you know, Moriah, there is a lot of pressure in this country. So it's high time that maybe he has not put in on his commissioners, advisors, and other things. Let me give a political approach so that I can relax. And as the last call I just said, yes, I really agree with him. A political office is very simple. In Niger State, you cannot just go and see the governor if you don't have appointment. So everybody have this limit. When you have appointment that the governor wants to see you, then you go to government house. I don't know why people are rushing to go and see him in Akwa Ibom State. So, and there is a news that just came in now that they have increment of fuel just now from 540 to 650 naira just now.
All right, thank you, Etsu. Until let's say, I have to go on a break right now. Sorry. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. All right, so before the break, YK had a comment to make.
Yeah, I was just going to say, a lot of these politicians, I'm not going to generalize, a lot of them don't see politics or the job as work. They see it as me, I don't arrive, I don't blow. So this is the time. This is the time to,
That's
so,
why it is assumption.
Please visit.
No, is it possible?
Listen. Look, if they didn't see it like that, we are all sitting down here. Our politicians in Senate, House of Assembly, are looking for a bulletproof car and this and this and that. Is that the work that they send them there to do?
Good question.
Look, if all of them sit down and say, okay, every single road in Nigeria must be okay, all my constituents, every road, let me tell you, Nigeria will change.
Yes, it will.
All the roads will be done. Instead, they are there, his car, Prado, or what nonsense?
Or Lexus.
What nonsense?
All right, let me take this call from Richard.
I agree with you, YK.
We have to stop it. We have to stop this nonsense. If they don't have to open their ears and know that they are going there to work, then Nigeria cannot change. We will just be here shouting every day.
What was even most painful is like it's almost like it was made priority.
Somebody is on the phone.
Sorry. Good morning. Thanks for calling. Hello, you're there.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir, Mr. Richard. You're live.
I thank you for the cooperation and all the information you are giving us, because some people are not aware of all these things.
Thank you.
You know, politicians, when they want to come up, they give people hope and they give people a lot of promises, even the one they could not able to do. Like one governor during the contest, one governor that contested governor that promised that he will give all the youth every day that he will hang them, they will close back to make sure that all the youth are satisfied with DS. During the time of election, that he promised youth in Akwa Ibom that every weekend that he will shut down every bank and make sure he declare DS.
This is the governor.
So those kind of information is giving them hope that anywhere the governor is, that they will be there. and satisfy and eat and go. And they will forget about the important things that they're supposed to do for the youth.
What is most essential?
So some of those things, they are because of those things. Because of they want to become a governor, they will give youth the kind of promises that they could not able to stand and fulfill.
All right. So in this case, this governor is saying, I want to work. So let us talk about the fact that, yes, we've criticized politicians across board. But this one says, I want to work.
Yes.
So give me Monday to Wednesday. Let me work. If you want to come and see me, which I respect you because you want to come and see me, come Thursday and Fridays. Why is that a problem for us?
No, it's not a problem for us, but he needs to walk his talk. So he needs to tell us the plans he's making to ensure that these people don't disturb him, because he has the power. Now you get yam, now you get knife. He has the power to say, I'm not seeing anybody. Walk them out or tell them not to go. They should fill a form. Yeah, wait now. They are not ready. That's the point. So you make the noise, but on the other hand, you are enjoying it because you want to be retained. You want to continually hold that power. If you are ready, when you come, you sign and you go.
Why is the burden on him, not the burden on us?
So
we the people, why can't we the people also understand that I've elected you, I want you to work. Let me stay back.
So the thing is, when you want to make an effective change, it starts from people who hold the authority. It starts from powerful people. Everybody has an idea of how to be better, right? But not everybody can influence. He has the power to influence, and so it starts from him. And when other people see him doing this, they will take a cue from it. At this particular governor, we don't go and see him till so and so day. You don't even go and see him till weekends. He's working. Every other person will start falling in line, but he must make the first move. So that's why he's the one that will start it.
It's because they're always afraid that if I offend you, I won't win. But
is it forgetting that? Is it a valid one? Is it you that will give them election? That give them election?
Forgetting that if he does the work, they will vote for him.
Actually, in Nigeria. Please leave that matter. Nigerian context. We remember we were on TV right now. We were together under Fashola's administration. And what did they use to harass Fashola? They say Fashola was not encouraging. It was not encouraging people.
Excuse me.
Things were not flowing.
Did he win second time or not?
YK, did you know the level of...
Did he win? Just answer yes or no.
YK.
It's a yes or no question. Did he win second time?
Yes, he won. But do you know what happened?
Not under the circumstances you think.
Yes. Yes. Who are the people that vote? We want the ideal. See all of us on this show here. We want the ideal.
Yes.
We want the governor to go there, not face anybody and face his work. But how many of us are they go out and vote? How many of us are contributing
now
a block?
Speaking.
So when we talk about ideal, let's talk about the reality on ground.
Nigerian context.
I have spoken to politicians that are not even typical politicians, and they lament the heavy burden. Today it is pay for kidney transplant. Tomorrow it is children's school fees. Next tomorrow it is my friend this wedding. There is something always, there's a school fees back to back. Like,
I'm not a politician, it happens to me.
Yes. Legitimately,
so there's Nigerian context.
There is no option.
Yes.
If you don't help, if you're not able to cough out the money, somebody was saying that he had to judge in the office that they should carry his car away. Like he has left the office because he knew people were coming to meet him.
No, there's an option.
And he was trying to judge them.
There's an option.
So let us talk about the reality on ground. And if you don't settle them, most of our election right now, our electorate are still being decided by the minority, people that are not as enlightened.
It will change eventually, but for now,
we saw a bit of it in 2023.
Yes.
So if we are able to see this scale up more, people like you and I that can speak English, that we went to school, that we want better, and we are able to vote, and we're able to make the change. This year, still this year, we can cause that. But for now, majority
still have
the vote.
I'll come back to you, YK. Let me take this call, YK. I'll come back to you. Good morning. I don't even have the name. Thanks for calling. Collins, you're live.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I'm Afolabi Falola calling from Kano.
Okay, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Yes, the first thing is that I appreciate the governor of Akwa Ibom coming out this clear because he wants to have time to work. But I like to observe that it's a problem of in Nigeria. Even the governors are guilty of this. They don't stay in their states to work. They are always in Abuja.
Or abroad.
And I always wonder, when do they want even the president to be able to sit down to work.
Draw them the question.
Traditional rulers will go there. Individuals will go to even Abuja. And governors, instead of even governing their state, they also have groups again. A progressive group, PDP group, they are spending the state's money to fly all over the place. I think that whoever wants to be governor should be acquainted with the problems, the challenges of his state, and he begins to work on it rather than waiting for individuals to even come. For example, if you want to come and see the governor, you should have appointment, and you should be able to state clearly why do you want to see the governor. If the purpose is not clear, if the purpose is not fruitful for the state, then they should just forget about going there. But of course, I must warn the governor of Akwa Ibom so that he will not suffer the fate of one governor in the past who they say, oh, he wasn't taking our call. When we want to see him, he does not come, and therefore he lost a second chance. Well,
that's true. That is the Nigerian political system. That's not fair. It has reality happened.
It's fair.
That's the Nigerian political terrain that we have. So if we want to pretend as though we live in a different climate and say, oh, this is the reality, we will progress.
I have a question
wait, no. We will evolve into that eventually.
When do we start?
But it's gradually starting already. More people are getting into politics.
Should we remain like this?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. For you. So you take the bull by the horns. Whether you lose next time or not, at least you know it started with you. That change started from you. And this change cannot come from me. It must come from them. I'm not going to enter politics under any side. It's not even in my wildest dreams.
What if you suffer that?
Excuse me.
Doesn't change.
I sit there in my house. I get calls, phone calls. I don't even know how they get my.
I don't want to mix stories.
Can I say?
Well, okay, let me let you jump in.
So, what I worry about most is the fact that you want to work for the good of the people, but you want to determine how many years for your work to make impact. You in your head, I must be there 8 years. It's not by force. If the people, with all the work that you have given to them, deem it fit not to re-elect you because you did not pick their cause, go home. Go home with integrity. That's it. But what we have is people who want to be there at all costs. So whatever it means, whatever it takes, if it means that I have to impoverish the people just so that I can give them 5 naira and 3 cups of rice, if it means that I have to take away their health care so that I can give a few people money to be able to do surgery abroad, whatever it means, just because I want to stay there for 8 years, I will do whatever it takes to retain my position. You forget that it's supposed to be, first of all, the interests of the people. First of all, the greater good. Sometimes, even the people that you're fighting for may not see the need, may not see that you're fighting for their interests.
Exactly.
But if you're true to yourself, no, it's not about what they see. It's about your conscience. It's about why you are there. No. What's your ideology? No, listen now.
We're listening.
I'm talking ideal here, right? And I know that in every true change over history, somebody must stand for the ideal and work towards it.
Sacrifice.
Even if the person loses his life.
Okay, let me give you an example.
Is kicked out of government, you will know, and history will remember you, that during your time, you did what you could, and some other people may be inspired to toe that path. No, we want the easy way out. So whatever we make them
let me give you an example.
That we give to them.
Wait,
I will not wait. I will not wait because you cut me off. I will not wait. When I was saying me, in my own small world, I know how many people come to me on a daily for this, for that, and I don't even have the money to give them. Will I kill myself because I want to help this every time I cannot. So why should a politician use my money
to be helping people?
I don't have access to that. Let me go back to what PC said, which is what I wanted to say earlier. Today, we celebrate Lagos State for its successes because of what? Continuity and longevity. One person started with a vision. He did his 8 years. There's some certain projects you start that somebody will come in, a different person comes in, maybe who's not aligned with your own vision, and totally stop it or do a 360. But why are we celebrating Lagos today? Because there is continuity. If this governor, this Onwolu guy, if he did not come back, this is rail station that he's doing proudly. The waterways, all the stuff. Somebody will come and say, you know what, I'm throwing it 360.
Do you know why he came back?
No, calm down. The point I'm trying to tell you is that if you don't play politics the way politics is played, You will think the ideal will work today. You are joking.
Let's talk to the...
We will get to the ideal by God's grace. And eventually it's our dream that we don't need those things. But let us be realistic of what today is.
Morayo, let me... Because I started from the point of being realistic. We know what ideal... We need to keep reminding ourselves what ideal is. So that at no point will we get so used to what is wrong that we think what is wrong is right. This current system is wrong. And we must keep on saying it. It is wrong, it is not sustainable, it is not helping us to achieve the level of growth that we should achieve as a nation. However, let us look at our Nigerian citizens. This is Nigeria where you say, I want to do a road for you. And you will tell them, I want to do the road for you. And they will say, don't do the road, give us the money. Simple. They have a bad road. Don't do the road.
Who doesn't
give us
say
the
that?
money.
It's not government that says that.
No.
It's local government, please. It's local government.
Agbe roads on the road. I know. There is a case of local government and there is a case of Agbero. The people on the streets will tell you, I want to give you, let me build you 5 hospitals. No, just buy us car.
They'll steal the parts.
Buy us car.
They'll steal the parts.
Yes. And as they are doing the hospital for you, they just fix the road. As they are putting railings on the road, somebody is coming to unscrew the railings from the place. So, knowing where we are right now, being a politician is not glossy. And sometimes I wonder why some people go and do it. Because especially when you know that someone that is well-to-do, comfortable before going there. And I cannot blame those that say, like Wakid, I will say, I will never go there for whatever reason. I can't blame you. But I know that if everybody is like you, we will have a worse country back to back. So we still need people that will make that sacrifice, that they would insult them. Yes. And they will call them thieves. They would insult them over and over again. But in their heart of heart, they know that what they are doing is sacrificial for the good of Nigeria.
Can I read the message I just got?
Please read.
Only that Akwa Ibom governor has just dug his grave. Even if he feels distracted, he doesn't need to talk down on those he distracted to get to power.
That's the reality of the Nigerian system for now. I'll come to you, BC. Let me take this call.
The person that sent this message.
Let me call. Let me take this. Good morning. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning.
Oh, Yakub, go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Morayo, I totally disagree with the governor that said that they should allow him to work. I then have my reason. The reason is this. What was the governor told the people when you want to become the governor of Akwa Ibom State? That's the first question. Because don't forget, these people that wanted to treat the governor, they were the foot soldiers when the campaign is going on. And then you told them some certain things. And then you have to fulfill that promise. That is number one. Number two, if you are thinking that because they are disturbing of you, that's why you don't work. How did it mean you are not going to be re-elected? Because ordinary citizens that want to re-elect you, they will not visit you. The job that you do will tell them where to go in the next 4 years when you are calling them out to come and vote for you again. Let me give you a typical example. What makes Akwa Ibom Ahmed Tinubu a strong politician in this country today? It is open policy that he's doing. Because you can see, as far as I am, previous to 1999, I see Akwa so many times. As at that time, as a drummer boy. You get it? Because anytime you go to government house as at that time, if the police want to barricade you not to see him, Akwa Ibom Ahmed Tinubu will give a structure that they should allow her to come in because he know her before them. Are you getting it? That's number one. Number two, let me give you another typical example here. The governor of Borno State, Sulum, what makes Sulum not opposition in this just concluded election is because he worked tirelessly, he made sure that everywhere in that very particular state, he put it in place, and then people enjoy it. In fact, for the fact that the war is going on in that very particular state, the governor Sulum, he still make everything possible that he makes sure that the people of Borno State see the dividends of democracy. That is why he has no opposition. That is why he has no opposition. So the government that was complaining that because people are disturbing him is not going to. What makes you a leader is how you manage the people.
Thank you, Yakub. Go ahead, BC.
So I wanted to respond to say we may all think different how Sanwo-Olu came back for second term, but I know one thing for sure. People.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to add that, so I'm still buttressing the point. People who, when it came to the presidential, people just voted, we wanted a change, we were done with this political party and all of that. There was a lot of emotions in the air and people were voting. When it came to where you were staying, people had to vote what will work for them. Stakeholders in Lagos, people who had businesses, who had homes, they said, we cannot scatter this continuum right now because it will affect all of us. And that was why they voted Sanwo-Olu. because he had a plan. He was already working. They were seeing it, and they said, if we vote against this person, it will affect us.
I didn't know you're the spokesperson for the voters.
No, I'm just telling you the conversations I had. Everybody, who are you voting? Who are you? No, we can't afford to disorganize Lagos right now because it's working for us. People, I'm not talking about people who were on the streets who didn't have a job or people who didn't have anything to lose. People who had stakes in Lagos say, no, this person has done the work and he has to finish what he has done. It was the people. From the conversations I had. I don't know whatever politics they played within. I'm not a politician. You don't consign me. Now, this reality we are always...
So that means you are buttressing our own point.
Yes, our own point that if you do the work,
they are together.
And even if they don't see it at that time, relax. You and Mariah together. Relax. Your work will speak for you. We don't like legacy in this part of the world. Legacy doesn't pay us, but legacy is what stands.
There's legacy in Lagos.
You wrote a book, and it was legacy, legacy, legacy. We're seeing. If you are truly someone who wants to serve, you will chill on the legacy. Do the best that you can be and live it. Now, we talk about the reality on ground, the reality on ground. Why are we having this conversation? It's to change the reality on ground. Yeah. It's to begin to open people's minds to say that they have that they have options.
What? You can't have it.
It will take you time. It will take time.
No, don't you think I want to have a Hausa governor in Lagos State? Don't you think it's my dream as a modern woman? But I know it will get there. It will evade. Even a female. I'm just telling you that regardless of what it is, because we all live abroad, we all travel abroad. We want to see it. But it will get there. But you must go on a natural pace.
Yes.
You don't take a 360 and say, no, you just come in and
we're not doing
Remember ideal.
Hold on, please.
Yes, it's ideal. And
we're not saying a 360. We are giving people options. So if you have in your head thought that this is the only way politics can be played in Nigeria once you do this, we're saying that from this example, we have options. So that option, that second part of the voice must be loud enough to show people that this can actually work. So you cannot quietly be saying we have options, we have options, so we have options. So
what governor?
And we're still doing the reality.
So what? Wait, one second. So what Governor Akwa Ibom is doing is the solution to all these things we are talking about.
Yes.
What he has done, I am not pushing you away. I'm giving you 2 days.
Yes.
Don't that regular visit that you are used to Monday to Friday in my own tenure. Come Thursdays and Friday. I'm not saying I'm going to be a 360 where in this part of the world I don't want to say no. You must acknowledge the people who brought you. So they'll come on Thursday and Friday. So he has found a middle ground.
Yeah.
So he has solved the problem.
So this person that is saying he has dug his grave.
No, he's not digging.
Mindset we need to
That's a mindset we need to change.
But that is the mindset. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yakub said the same thing.
Yes.
So we need to change the mindset.
So they are saying people should be visiting him and he shouldn't work. Is that what they're saying?
That's not what they
I remember that
mean,
when my commissioner for education, former commissioner on education, she's a technocrat. So when she got to the office, there were lots of visiting. Before she wants to sign something, people are like, can you call community came to visit you? She'll take picture with them. They'll go. Within 30 minutes, can you call group is here? Like, when will I work? They are constantly coming in, and every group is important. They are not just every single group. Other groups of maybe disabled. Second, what they call it? Disability. Challenge. They will come. Elders will come. Community service will come. The Red Cross will come. Different people will be coming, and almost every day. And you know, so I get that in this part of the world, whether we like it or not, no matter how technocrat you are, you must come down to the level of the people who have voted you in. And you must understand and recognize that they are the ones you are responsible to. So it's however, this governor has found a middle ground. So okay, I will be responsible to you people, but also let me do the work, the desk work that is required to move the election forward.
And it's a perfect, it's a seemingly perfect middle ground because, like I said, I'm on your side. We are together. If the government, listen, if Nigeria works, it works for all of us. We are all buying fuel for 30-something thousand naira to fill our tank. So let us, what we're saying is, while we must focus on what is ideal, we should also remember what is on ground. And we know that we constitute minority. You and I can speak our English in Lagos.
Yes, now.
When you go into the next local government, just outside this Lagos state, the reality is different. They'll say, give me 1 derica of rice and I will vote for you. So bring the money. So little by little, we do this show to remind people that this thing you're doing, you're selling your future.
While BC is in her office with air conditioner, there is a
okay.
There is a Eleja, the fish seller, who is not Rostimboli. She's going around all the markets campaigning for you to become governor.
Yeah.
She has done all those. You're in the office collecting AC. She will now go after you now become a governor. She will now enter. Say, I want to see you. You now say, you speak English.
And
sorry, you have an appointment.
She can pull 1,000 votes for you.
And you will be.
You will probably four. Your family.
You will yourself. You not.
So the fact that those
first, even you yourself will not show up.
Those that
now
can pull that 4,
yeah.
those can pull that 1,000, they tend to get priority. But our appeal to them is, we know you are important, the governor recognizes you, the House of Rep recognizes you. Please give them time to work. You should be worried that you are always with them all the time. When do they get to do the job? When the governor, Lagos State Governor, then just went into power, there were so many parties and all of that. I was wondering, when does this man have time to actually govern the state? Yeah. And I remember talking to former Governor Fashola, who said that there's no sleep. Because it's only at night that you can even do the work that needs to be done to govern the state.
He told us it was like 2 a.m. you'll be going for inspection.
Yes.
That's the only time.
That's the only time he has time
to find both worlds together.
Which is what made him look older than his age. Yes. 60.
And do you see gray hair on his head?
What I wanted to say is,
because he worked.
A lot of these governors, I'm not saying forget about the people
the reality
brought you in. You will find time to
call
them.
Now they're coming to our side.
Find time. No need to come and visit me because no, I'm not coming to your side.
They're coming to our side.
No, we are not
recognizing that they exist.
I'm not saying that.
Before you said that,
he said, how do I know? Even the politicians that are visiting him are the ones that even helped him get there. Shebi, Adamu is somebody that didn't help somebody get there.
Who is Adamu talking about?
The APC chairman that just resigned.
Please don't switch
those as it there. Why can't scatter?
We are on a different level this morning.
He's somebody now.
He is.
Tread carefully. Let's go back to
say
our topic.
Akwa Ibom State. That even all the politicians that are visiting him
are the ones
that helped him get there. Maybe it's not. Maybe the people that helped him get there are not even disturbing him.
Yes, they call once in a while.
The people that didn't even help him are the people that are going to
our governors. We have another.
We have the comments on social media before we wrap up.
Yeah.
Just take a few comments.
Michael says the table is hot this morning.
You mind YK? It's YK.
It's not me.
Andre in Streatham says, when an elected governor or president gets to power in Nigeria, you have to give contracts to the brigade, those that helped you to get there. Adi chats.
Current Michael says, let the Akwa Ibom governor breathe.
If you become president, until now, say you come and give me consultancy job to train all the ministries.
I don't have to chase her around to give me consultancy. She knows what she's supposed to give me. She knows my skills. I don't have to chase her. I'll just
chase her.
You know I'm still doing this, right?
That is natural.
I'm busy. I can't chase her. I can't be going to meetings in her house in the middle of the night because I want something. I'll just call her up. You know now, I'm your girl. Do the needful.
But so that's the end of the story.
That's all.
That's the end of the story.
Please, that's all we can take on this segment. Please, goodness me. Let's go on a break. When we come back, on to the next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So it's still our Healthy Tuesday, and today's segment will be discussing insomnia. According to reports, about 10% of the world's population experience insomnia that qualifies as a medical condition. Joining us on the show now is a consultant family physician and lifestyle medicine physician, Dr. Ore Makinde. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you. So sleep deprivation is something that many of us experience. We know people who don't get enough sleep, and we know the importance of sleep. But just that, because we're a religious country somewhat, many of us believe that, that's 12 midnight, that's when you wake up. That's where the demons are always flying. You must wake up. How can you just be sleeping like that? So 12 to 1, you're praying. Then again, very early in the morning, before you say anything hello to anybody, you have to wake up at 5 a.m. to pray. So really, most of us, or both of us, I mean, we don't really get 8 hours sleep that is recommended, by doctors. So let us just start with insomnia. What is insomnia? And how do we reduce insomnia in our country right now?
All right. Thank you very much. So insomnia is actually a very broad term, but it refers to a sleep disorder in which a person has difficulty initiating, maintaining, or consolidating sleep. Wow. Or just having a poor quality of sleep. And that is in the presence of adequate opportunity to sleep. So, you know, you talked about sleep deprivation. So insomnia actually leads to sleep deprivation. And sleep deprivation can also, one way or the other, lead to insomnia. So insomnia is just a sleep disorder. And there are several things that we do intentionally that lead to insomnia. And the major thing that we can do in order to reduce our risk of insomnia is to develop healthy sleep habits.
Okay. So go ahead.
Yeah. So I know people who started out their life sleeping, like they sleep really well. So they can doze off in the car, doze off anywhere they find themselves. But as they get older, probably with work, they realize that they now struggle to get the sleep. What do you think is responsible? Is it like insomnia building?
Yes, so there are several factors. I'm sure you realize that children require more sleep than adults. So the World Health Organization actually recommends an average of 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night for adults between the ages of 18 and 65 years. Even for people who are above 65 years, we expect them to sleep at least 7 hours. But we notice that at that age, a lot of adults tend to sleep even more. In fact, if you see elderly persons, they sleep during the day, they still sleep at night. Okay. However, for people who sleep a lot in early days, probably they've not gotten enough sleep at night. And so they tend to sleep, you know, during the day.
I don't know what she was saying. She was saying that maybe somebody sleeping maybe when they're in 20s and then they get into 30s and it seems like they're having challenges with sleeping.
Sleeping, yeah.
Yes. So if they're having challenges with sleeping, most likely something that has to do with their lifestyle. Some habit that they've acquired over time, or the hormonal changes. There are lots of factors involved, actually. But it's very important that we look at their lifestyle habits. There are certain lifestyle habits that can help to improve their sleep. So if they're able to look inward and check what they are doing. For example, we talked about nighttime browsing, night vigils. You know, those are habits that people...
For some people, the reality is it's the vigil that keeps them awake. For other people, it is business. It is the reality of a challenging business or challenge at their place of work, and having a lot on their mind keeps them from having... Because, you know, the way you defined insomnia is not really about just sleep. It's about the quality of the sleep you're getting. So I would like you to help. Many Nigerians have a lot of challenges right now. The financial, inflation, all of that they're dealing with. And with all of that, how can somebody still have good sleep?
Yes. Okay. So first of all, let's look at initiating sleep. If you want to lie down to sleep and you've not been able to fall asleep within 10 to 15 minutes, it shows that you have a problem with sleep initiation.
Really?
Oh. Yes. And the reasons why we don't fall asleep on time is a combination of the things that we engage ourselves in before bedtime. Some people think that, oh, I need to be active, I need to be doing something, and then I just go and lie down and sleep. But we're actually supposed to wind down before bedtime and prepare ourselves for bed. So if you had a stressful day and you just go and lie on the couch, you can doze for a few minutes on the couch, but by the time you get to your bed, you'll find out that you're not sleeping. You might even have a lot of racing thoughts going through your mind. Yeah. So it's very important to dedicate the few hours, 1 to 2 hours before bedtime, to what we call sleep hygiene. You clear up your environment.
Do we have the time?
Your internal environment and external environment, so that your body is calm enough. Okay.
Meditation.
So there are so many things. Let's start with your meal.
Okay.
We live in Lagos. Many people are in traffic for long hours. They get home late, and 8 o'clock they're having dinner. 9 o'clock, some people are having dinner. And after that, they just feel, oh, I'm tired, let me go and lie down. Yeah. They're not going to enjoy a good quality sleep.
Told you. It's the food that makes you sleep. You have gone sleep.
So we're talking about quality. Yeah. We're not just talking about the fact that you were able to sleep. Yeah. But when you wake up, do you feel rested? Do you feel restored? So there are some people who will sleep that 8 hours, but they will feel up feeling tired, feeling heavy. There are people I've spoken to who change their sleep habits and try to eat at least 3 hours before, and they tell me that, wow, I wake up feeling lighter, I'm able to move, I'm able to go, unlike when I have that apple, before bedtime. So
give us a step so that people at home can learn from you. Come to UYK. So don't sleep late, don't eat too late.
Don't eat
what
too
else?
late.
Sleep hygiene.
Then aside from that, avoid arguments before bedtime.
Okay.
Avoid going on your phone. The phone has a way of triggering some alerts within the brain. We have the hormone known as sleep hormone known as melatonin. So when you go on your phone, on your devices late at night, especially within 1 to 2 hours of bedtime, it actually sends a message to your brain and shuts down melatonin. And once your melatonin is shut down, then you struggle to sleep, even though you were feeling sleepy before.
Is that what's happening to me?
I was just going to say, on Sunday, I did something that I rarely do. I ate gari and pepper chicken.
What's that combination?
Just before I slept. Do you know what happened to me? When I woke up about 6:40 in the morning. My stomach, I was just, and I didn't feel like going to the loo or anything. I was just uncomfortable. I had a horrible night.
How would you put pepper inside the gari or something?
I promised myself it will never happen again. Do you know that I now slept about 7 till 9? That's short time
was it
better
better
than the one I slept from night. So I really believe what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because we are not hygienic when we sleep.
So how many hours should we sleep? How many hours should we have a deep sleep?
Deep sleep or sleep?
It's okay, how much sleep? Let's start with sleep.
Yes, we should have at least 7 hours.
7 hours.
And you don't want to do less than 5 hours because that has been associated with a lot of health risks. So, many times we are aware of the acute implications of not sleeping.
But
I know
that my daddy Gio, for example, boasts of 4 hours of sleep because he's always praying. You see, because you these doctors, what you say contradicts something we hear. We hear from our church, like my own daddy Gio, for example, he says he doesn't sleep more than 4 hours. And this man is healthier than almost all of you.
So does it take naps during the day?
I don't know.
Very good question.
I don't know.
So a lot of people say that. They tell you that if you sleep 8 hours at night, 1/3 of your life is wasted.
Yes,
sleep is wasted time. It's for the weak.
Speakers.
Yes, but we have discovered over time that the same people who tell you that will come down with health issues. It's associated with high blood pressure, a higher risk of heart attacks when you sleep less than 5 hours at night. Even for people who are trying to lose weight, they will find it more difficult if they don't sleep adequately. And then it's also associated with insulin resistance, which is a precursor to type 2 diabetes. And so that's why you find out that with increasing age and, of course, several other factors, people now begin to develop some of these diseases, non-communicable diseases, which we also call lifestyle-related diseases, because they just stem from our lifestyle and the habits that we carry out on a day-to-day basis.
So I'll take you back to giving us practical things that can help us towards sleeping. You said we should start.
Don't eat late.
No,
sleep hygiene.
Sleep hygiene. So you're winding down. But the reality is many people are dealing with traffic. They're getting home by 10, 11. And a lot of people use sleep medications to aid their sleep. Those drugs that are like paracetamol with night, and then they go into proper sleep medication. And I know that many people that talk about insomnia say you shouldn't get into that cycle where you are dependent on a sleep medication to be able to sleep. How do you avoid a sleep medication to sleep and deal with the stress that comes with living in a city?
Yes, so sleep medication, people need to be aware of the fact that it actually increases your risk of dying.
Oh, really?
Yes, of dying, yes. So we have studies that show that every single pill that you take has and adds a risk to you. Of course, it might not happen immediately, but we're talking about over time. So it's best for us to learn to sleep without depending on a pill, because the way God designed this body, we're supposed to sleep naturally, but we are the ones that engage in things that prevent us from sleeping. Of course, if you have an acute sleep problem, it's better to see the physician. Yeah. But let's even deal with the simple things that can help us. So we need to also understand that taking that pill will not necessarily restore your sleep. It will only aid your sleep for that time. So even if we do give sleep medication, it's supposed to be for just a few days until you're able to restore your regime of sleep.
So let's help somebody who has insomnia, who's been diagnosed with insomnia. How do they help? I mean, aside from don't eat late and all that, what can they do to really help them to sleep without using drugs?
Yes, without using drugs. So I've talked about food. We also talk about exercise. Okay. So exercise has been shown to improve sleep quality and duration. So we encourage them to engage in moderate intensity exercise, at least 30 minutes in a day or 5 days of the week. Of course, one would need to build up on that if one had not been exercising before. Then aside from that, we encourage individuals to expose themselves to some level of sunlight first thing in the morning, because that also helps to set your biological clock. Right. That's the circadian rhythm. So if you stay in all day, you're not exposed to sunlight, then there's a tendency for you not to be able to fall asleep at the time you want to. Then also nighttime planning is one of the things people don't realize would help them, would prevent them from sleeping when they need to. Nighttime planning. So you get home, you eat, you do everything, and you now get to your bed and you now start planning for the next day. Okay, I'm to do this, I'm to do that. You even lie down in your bed, you're thinking, okay, I'm supposed to make this call. So we encourage journaling at least 90 minutes before bedtime. You bring out your journal, write down what you've done during the course of the day and what you plan to do the following day. So that relieves the mind of that burden, so that when you lie down, you're more likely to sleep.
You're not calculating anything.
Yes, and you don't have those racing thoughts.
No,
I'd say something.
I want to ask you a question.
Okay, just go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask, no, sorry, I've lost
So let me, I had a question, but Bisi, go ahead.
Yeah, so I know that this is science-based, but I've heard people who do feng shui who say that in addition to some of these things you've listed that we can start doing to be able to sleep better, that how you position your room also helps. If your bedroom, for instance, has this very big television, so your subconscious mind is programmed that when you come into the room, you are likely to watch TV, not sleep. You can find a way to redesign your room in such a way that when you get in, your body tells you it's time to shut down. Do you think?
You're very correct.
Also a possibility.
Yes. So it's not only about the devices, about our phones and laptops, even our TVs. So we are encouraged to actually charge all of those outside of the room. So you take out all your devices at least 1 hour before bedtime, and don't keep a TV in your room. Your bed should only be for sleep and sex, nothing else. We don't want you to read in bed, look at your phone in bed, and do several other things that we like doing in bed. Because when you do those things, especially for people who have difficulty sleeping, when you lie in bed for 30 minutes, you've not been able to sleep, we encourage you to get out of bed. Otherwise, your brain will begin to associate your not being able to sleep with the bed.
Subconscious.
And then also the lighting.
I was going to ask the question, because everything that you said, I do everything opposite bad. So I was going to ask, sometimes when you've just eaten, you know, especially in the afternoon, you start to feel sleepy. Is it good to catch your sleep at that point?
Okay, so there's also a period in the day. Yes, there's a period in the day when some little melatonin is also secreted between the hours of 12 and 2. So you could actually take a nap at that time. And you know what happens when we eat is that we have this dip, you know, we call it the reticular articulating system in the brain. So you just have that dip in your consciousness and you feel drowsy. It's because the food that you're eating is going through a digestive process. So it diverts blood from the brain to the stomach. And so your body now becomes less aware and you just want to doze. So yes, you could take a nap, but it should be a power nap. Don't sleep for more than 20 to 30 minutes in the afternoon, because if you do, you are going to push back your biological clock.
At night. It affects
Yes,
the quality
and
of
to affect the quality of sleep, even the duration of sleep.
So I've heard about exercising during the night and exercising during the day, or like exercising close to bedtime, that which would disrupt the sleeping cycle and which one would work for it?
Yes, so studies show that exercising at least 4 hours before is best. If you're exercising too close to bedtime, then it could keep you mentally alert because of all the hormones that are going to come out. But I've engaged a few people who discover that when they exercise very close to bedtime, it helps them to fall asleep. So, you know,
study your body.
Yeah, study your body and see what works for you.
We have a message here who says, Efosa Dominic says, according to the world fact, the human body was designed to sleep 4 hours of 12 hours in a day and 4 hours of 12 hours at night instead of the straight 8 hours of 24 hours.
Keep getting all this data.
What do you think about this?
Yeah. Today they say 8 hours, tomorrow they say 6 hours, tomorrow they say 4 hours.
Some researchers.
So it depends on where you're getting your information from. Yeah. We have the World Health Organization, we have the National Sleep Foundation, that's in the US. So we try to stick to those guidelines that come from, yes, so that's why I mentioned 7 to 8 hours from the World Health Organization. The US National Sleep Foundation says 7 to 9 hours. Well, of course, it depends on the age. If anyone is less than 18, you're going to need more hours. For example, teenagers are going to need up to at least 9 hours. But we get them out of bed so quickly, you know, because they have to get to school on time.
What will I do about my grandson? He doesn't sleep. He hates sleep. He says sleep is boring. So he will stay up for as late. Even if you leave him in the room by himself, he will not sleep. He will just stay up talking to himself.
How old is he?
He's 5.
Wow. Sleep is boring.
He needs to sleep.
He needs to sleep. And I know he needs to sleep. What do we do in that kind of situation?
Does he sleep during the day?
No. His sister sleeps during the day. His sister is totally different. That one, when it's 8 o'clock like this, she will even be dragging her mommy. It's time for sleep. But he, it's fights.
Maybe that's quite unusual because children at that age, even when they don't sleep at night, you find them wanting to sleep toward evening. And then they wake up and don't sleep at night. So I think the best thing is just to still challenge them.
Yeah, eventually,
to have
before we get to that.
healthy sleep.
Also, let's talk about this deep sleep thing, because there's always this. You hear what's the difference between deep sleep and regular sleep, and what time should you have a deep sleep, or how do you get to achieve deep sleep, or is it even necessary?
Yes, it's quite necessary. We have different stages of sleep. So we move from there are 3 main stages. So we move from one to the other over the course of the night. So the initial stage is when it just takes you about 10 to 15 minutes to get into that initial stage. You're still still a very light stage of sleep. And then the part of your sleep that is actually deep can last up to 1 to 2 hours. But for the total course of the night, because it's a cycle, you go from the first stage to the second to the third stage, and then you go back again. So by the time you add up everything, you should have at least 4 hours in all. But if you wake up, you have interruptions in your sleep. It's going to interrupt your deep sleep, and you might not get enough of it.
Because you wake up to go and pee.
I wake up to pee.
And once I do that, I can't get back to sleep.
Immediately.
I just look at my phone and start doing things.
So what I learned, I don't drink, when I don't drink a lot of water before bedtime, it helps me not to pee as much. Then there are some teas that I'm always drinking, Orishi Agbo. So I realized there's a particular teas I drink that makes me pee more during the night. I don't drink it in the evening anymore. So it reduces me having to wake up at night.
Yeah. Even things like caffeine, caffeinated beverages, Coke.
But you know, politicians,
cola nuts,
motivational speakers tell you that there's something called alpha brain. Your alpha brain. You have to know your alpha brain works, which is some people at night. My own, I think, is at night. So once I wake up like this, I'm in my head, I'm in my alpha brain. I start remembering.
Or how you are wired. So they say some people are nocturnal, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Some people are early morning.
Some people are owls.
Yes.
Night owls, and then morning larks.
Yeah. So no matter how long you wake me in the morning over a space of time, any day I know that I'm not waking, I don't need to wake up in the morning. I can sleep till noon. I'm naturally a night person, so my day starts from 12 noon, right?
Yes.
How do you advise people like that? Or is it even
find balance?
Possible that that's also an angle that you can design your sleep according to how your body is naturally wired?
Yes, you can actually design your sleep to how your body is naturally wired, but it also depends on the demands on you, the demands of your job, the demands of education, your children. So except you have all the allowance and you have people doing things for you, you might not really be able to do that. But you could take time off maybe on a weekend to check, when would I like to fall asleep and wake up without anybody waking me up, without my alarm clock waking me up? That will actually tell you whether you are a nighttime person or a morning person.
I wake up 12 noon.
You wake up 12 noon,
Yes.
and you're still able to accomplish every other thing.
I'm in my fire mode.
All right, so that works for you.
Listen to your body, Sha.
No comments on social media. We have to wrap up, but thank you so much, man. It's always a pleasure to have you
We are too busy
on our
trying
show
to know
today.
For ourselves.
Thank you. All right,
It's a
that's all we
pleasure.
can
Thank
take
you.
on today's show. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.